Okay guys, welcome back to Max's Mean Machines, and in this episode you're going to see the unique way I insulate the floor of my cars from not only heat but sound. And if you want to be cool in more ways than one, stick around and see some of the tips I give to doing a really great insulation job on your cars. Anyway, sit back and enjoy the video, and I hope you like it, and I know it's going to be informative. And I'm going to run a few more wires and tape them to the floor, to the trunk, for use for my transmission cooler, and if I have anything else back there I'll have a couple of wires, and then I'm going to run a couple of wires from the gear selector for my so it'll only start in neutral or hot. And then I'll put some of the kill mat down for insulation, and then I'm going to see if I can use this, which is really bionic insulation. I get so much heat through the floor of these old cars, so I'm going to put that down before I put my felt down, which is this stuff. But I've got new carpet going in, which also has felt on it. So I'm going to kind of go over the top with insulation, because it's so hot in Florida that if you can actually make the cabin cool, the AC is just 100 times more effective. So I'll see how that is, and then I've got some heat shield coming to go over the mufflers and the exhaust. So I'll get it back on the lift and I'll do that as well. And hopefully I can reduce the heat coming through the floor tremendously, and this car will have really great AC, even though it's 800 horsepower and basically a race car. I'm putting my insulation down, and after I've put the kill mat down, I'm probably going to put this fiberglass insulation in there. Now it's pretty thick, but I'm going to see how much it squishes down, and then this felt goes on top of it, and then the carpet goes on top, although I've got new felt and new carpet. So obviously what I'm trying to accomplish is to stop the heat coming out from the engine compartment and the exhaust into the interior, and this is probably going to be really effective. And then underneath I can put a heat shield on the exhaust pipe and the muffler. I can wrap the muffler and the exhaust pipe, and I can put a heat shield above the muffler. And I mean, it should be really effective. You know, a lot of people might think I go totally over the top with my insulation, and it's kind of silly. But when you're sitting in 100-degree heat outside and you can be cool inside basically a straight race car, it's pretty awesome. First layer of insulation, thermal barrier, soundproofing, which it seems really effective. So looks pretty good. I'm going to roller it down because that supposedly makes it better, and looking good. Fairly happy with that. I think that's going to compress down underneath the felt and the carpet quite well, and it's definitely going to reduce the amount of heat in the car tremendously. See how thick it is. About 4 to 5 inches non-compressed. Anyway, the carpet's kind of in. I've bolted the seats down because I wanted it to pull the carpet however it was going to pull it before I cut around the gear stick and the sides, because sometimes you can put the carpet in and by the time you screw down the seats and it pulls it in, it screws it all up. But and also because I put like 4 inches of insulation underneath the seats where the mufflers are, that was going to make it even worse. Anyway, I've used my airline and blowed out all the dust in the mechanism of the gear stick, and I'm ready to put the cover on.
Another cool car from Max's Mean Machines, and when I say cool, it's about as cool as you're gonna get it here in Florida. Anyway, I hope you feel that that was quite a good way to do the insulation on the floor. It may be a little bit excessive, but trying to keep the interior cool is quite important to most people, and the way I did this is quite effective. Makes it a little bit harder to get the carpet laying perfectly flat. That's also a little bit dependent on the type of carpet you buy. Obviously the more money you spend or the better you are at doing that, the better it's going to lay flat. Anyway, I'm not building show cars, I'm just building cars which are great fun to drive, and I try and do each area of it as best I can. You can see here I've done the metal heat shields above the mufflers, and that's also really effective.
Not exactly high tech, but it should be really effective. That will stop a tremendous amount of heat going up above the mufflers, and protect the cable for the transmission. So I'll take it out and see how it goes.